Yo, what's going on, you guys? Back again with another video. This is the US 30 Boss B Songbook. Back again with another video. And guys, I just want to tell you guys, this can really save you in the long term if you just listen to the people that have already been through the experience. All right. So number one, if you're getting into trading, all right, you gotta have your finances together. You gotta have your stuff together. All right, because one of the things that you gotta understand is um, trading. It takes a lot of time, and the beginning of the years. You're gonna notice that you're gonna be taking losses. All right, and if you don't believe me, majority of traders that start, they take losses their first year or two. All right, and this is normal. This is natural, but it's okay because if you prepare yourself, all right, those losses will not affect you as much. All right, so getting into this video, first things first, are you financially stable? All right, now you gotta understand your living circumstances. You gotta measure and evaluate what is your financial standing. All right, do you have savings? All right, do you have a job? Do you have debts, car note, student loans? Do you have unnecessary debt? So that's the first thing that you're going to have to evaluate. All right, you're going to have to evaluate what is your life like right now before you even get into trading. All right, now I recommend that you have at least a year worth of savings that will cover your household expenses and your everyday expenses. All right. Now, if you're living with your parents, all right, this is even better because now you don't really have big responsibilities. So you can really put more money into this. All right. But you still don't want to put all of your money into this because you want to be wise and you want to make the right decisions. All right. So that's the first thing. You want to evaluate, your circumstance. All right. Now, a lot of people may tell you, hey, you can go the free route and do this stuff on your own. I'm gonna just tell you right now, if you try to do this stuff on your own, man, you are really, setting yourself up for failure. I'm gonna just be completely honest. All right. If you're getting into this, you want to look into a credible mentorship. All right. Now, courses are great, but if you can find a professor that can walk with you, run with you, teach you live, explain the full coordinates to the instrument that you're trading, that is what I recommend. All right, someone that can show you live. Okay. Once again, I have nothing against courses, but for best results, it's better to find a professor has 8 to 10 years of experience that has a proven track record, proven system that works universally, not just no strategy. The strategies are only seasonal. Strategies work for a particular season, but when the market changes, that strategy is ineffective. All right, you want a professor that's going to teach you a trading system. All right, so once again, this is going to cost money, and you want to prepare yourself because you may be paying monthly, or you may have to pay it all at once. But once again, you want to be prepared for this. All right, so that's another thing. All right, you want to be prepared for the cost. Now, this is going to be very important as you go through your mentorship. All right, you want to try to find some ways to save money. All right, try to find some ways to reduce money that you're normally spending. All right, so one of the things that I did when I went through my mentorship, one of the things I stopped doing was going to the barbershop. All right, I went on YouTube and learned how to do a taper, drop fade, and that was it. That's all I needed. All right, because I already had the clippers. I just needed some directions on how to cut my hair. So that was about $1,200 I saved for the year. So that was money I was able to clear up. All right. Another thing I went to how much I was paying for my car insurance. All right. Now my car is paid off, but at the time I was paying full coverage. I was paying like 250 something. So one of the things that I did, I called other insurance companies and I said, hey, how much would it cost if I just get liability? Some company says $77, $88. The cheapest that I found was like in the 70s. So that was one of the things that I did. I ended up dropping full coverage because once again, my car was paid off. I do all of the maintenance on my car. And when I did have an accident with my car, all right, the guy was able to give me a written check and I was able to pay off the damages because I went to a body shop and I called the guy and said, hey, this is what they told me they're going to charge. And he paid me out of pocket. Now, once again, I don't recommend doing this, but once again, you gotta do risk to reward in this situation, all right? Because once again, trading is going to be costly, and you want to make sure that you try to save as much as you can. So that's one of the things I did, all right? I canceled my full coverage insurance, and I got liability, all right? It was the best decision I ever made, actually, all right? So that was another thing I did. Now, something else that you have to factor in, all right? Are you paying unnecessary subscription? What subscriptions are you paying? Are you paying for Apple Music? All right? Are you paying for Hulu, Netflix? All right? You're going to have to really, come to a point and say, hey, you're going to have to cancel this because, this is adding up. You may think it's just, little money, but that money adds up. So one of the things that you want to look into is canceling those unnecessary subscriptions, all right? So that's another thing because this is what you got to keep in mind. You're going to have to pay for a subscription to trade, to look at the charts, all right? So that money that you're paying for those Netflix, Amazon, that can go towards the trading platform. So once again, you want to make sure that you cancel those unnecessary subscriptions, all right? Now, look at it this way. It's just for a season, all right? If you had to give that up for 1 to 2 years to put you on edge of making millions, come on now. You telling me you can't sacrifice 1 to 2 years of no Netflix, no Amazon Prime? Once again, you got to look at the big picture, all right? The bigger picture is I'm sacrificing this in order to get my rewards. So once again, this is something that you got to think about. Now, this is something else you can think about, all right? You may be living in an apartment, all right? And that lease may be coming up, all right? If your parents are still living, all right, it may be a good idea, once again, to move back in with them. Now, you may not see, the effects of what I'm talking about right now, but once again, you'll have to go through the journey to experience exactly what I'm talking about because those losses are going to come. And once again, you want to make sure that you're financially stable to go through this process, all right? Because you can't go through this trading process if you ain't got your finances in order. If the money is not right, it's kind of like a marriage. If the money is not situated, then you're going to notice that the marriage is going to fall apart faster than you think. So it's the same thing with trading. If your money is not in a good standing, all right, you're going to experience problems going through this trading journey, all right? And you got to think of it this way, all right? You got to think of it this way. Those people spend thousands of dollars to go through nursing school, in order to prepare them to be the doctor that they want to be. Now, if you ask yourself, once again, or if you ask any doctor, could they go through a free course on YouTube in order to be a successful surgeon? If you ask them that, majority of them are going to tell you it's highly unlikely for you to be successful learning how to be a surgeon on YouTube. You got to go through proper training. And this is how trading is going to be. So once again, these are some things that's going to help you and guide you along through the practice. Once again, I'm not going to tell you anything that I haven't experienced because once again, trading is not as easy as you think. But if you prepare yourself now, it'll be a lot easier and comfortable for you once you get started. This is the US 30 Boss B Songbook. I hope you guys took heed to the information I just gave you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on my Instagram, and I'll get back with you guys. Take care. God bless you.